If I told you that, a Shih Tzu lying quietly beside you could be far happier than a dog wagging its tail wildly. Would you believe it? I have worked with Shih Tzus for more than 10 years. And the most common mistake I see owners make is confusing excitement with happiness. These two states are completely different biologically. Shih Tzus are not hunting dogs, not guard dogs. They were bred for hundreds of years to live in the Chinese imperial court, with one primary role to stay close to humans. That means their nervous systems were optimized for one thing: social connection. Not speed, not endurance, but emotional co-regulation. When a Shih Tzu looks into your eyes and holds that gaze for a few seconds, a biochemical reaction happens in both of your brains. Oxytocin is released. This is the bonding hormone, the same hormone released between a mother and her baby. Research at Azabu University demonstrated this oxytocin feedback loop between humans and dogs. This is not sentiment. This is biology. So when you come home and your dog does not jump wildly, does not run in circles, but instead slowly walks over, settles beside your feet, exhales deeply, and closes its eyes, that may be the sign of a completely safe nervous system. Real happiness in a Shih Tzu is not loud. A stressed dog can wag its tail. An overstimulated dog can run frantically. Dopamine creates excitement. But oxytocin and the parasympathetic nervous system create calm. And the Shih Tzu is a breed that lives through that calm. I want you to try something very simple today. When your dog is lying beside you, gently place your hand on its chest. Do not rub. Do not stimulate. Just rest your hand there and feel the heartbeat. If after a few seconds the heart rate slows, the breathing deepens, and the body softens, you are witnessing what is called social buffering. Your presence is regulating your dog's cardiovascular system. It is not because you feed premium food, not because you buy expensive toys, but because your dog feels safe beside you. A happy Shih Tzu sleeps deeply, eats consistently, does not startle excessively, and does not remain hypervigilant to every small sound. It can fully relax its body when you are in the room. It chooses to lie near you even without reward. And here's what many people overlook: if your Shih Tzu is constantly in a high arousal state, jumping continuously, panting rapidly, unable to settle, that is not necessarily joy. It may be a nervous system that was never taught how to relax. We often think we are teaching our dogs to sit, lie down, or shake paws. But something far more important is teaching them how to be calm. Tonight, look at your dog again. When it lies beside you, is it truly relaxed? Is the body soft? Is the breathing steady? Are the eyes gentle? Happiness in a Shih Tzu is not measured by volume. It is measured by heartbeat. And when you understand that, the way you raise your dog will change completely. In the previous section, we talked about the neurological foundation. Now, I want you to look at specific behaviors. Not feelings, not assumptions, behaviors with biological grounding. Because if a Shih Tzu is truly happy and deeply bonded to you, its body will automatically show it. The first behavior, lying on clothes that carry your scent. Many people think this is just a cute habit. In reality, for a Shih Tzu, a breed with high social dependency, your scent is a safety signal. A dog's sense of smell is about 40 times more sensitive than a human's. In studies measuring salivary cortisol, dogs exposed to objects carrying their owner's scent showed significantly lower stress hormone levels compared to when no familiar scent was present. That means when your dog curls up on the shirt you just took off, its nervous system is exhaling. Not because the fabric is soft, But because your scent tells its brain the environment is safe, the second behavior, tail direction. Not all tail wags are the same. Neuroscience research in Italy showed that dogs tend to wag more to the right when exposed to familiar positive stimuli and more to the left when encountering stress-related stimuli. This is linked to hemisphere activation in the brain. If your Shih Tzu's tail swings strongly to the right when you appear, that is a positive emotional response encoded in the nervous system, not just social politeness. The third behavior, ears turning toward your voice. Observe when your dog is eating or playing. Say its name. Do the ears rotate toward you before the body turns? Motion capture studies show that strongly bonded dogs respond to their owner's voice faster than to any other sound. This means that in your dog's sensory priority system, your voice ranks above the sound of food dropping, above the doorbell, above other noises. For a Shih Tzu, a breed built around closeness, your voice is a central signal. The fourth behavior, choosing proximity over comfort. There have been experiments where dogs choose between a soft bed and a position near their owner. Those with deep attachment often choose closeness, even when it is less physically comfortable. If your Shih Tzu accepts lying slightly cramped, slightly tilted, just to touch your leg, that is a biological calculation. Its nervous system values proximity over physical comfort. The fifth behavior, heart rate, changes when you touch the chest. I have tested this with many sensitive Shih Tzus. When placing a gentle hand on the chest during mild anxiety, the heart rate noticeably decreases after several seconds. This phenomenon is called social buffering. The presence of a bonded individual reduces the stress response. If your dog allows you to touch the chest area where the heart is protected and the body softens afterward, that indicates a very high level of trust. Do you notice a common thread? All of these behaviors revolve around one axis. Your dog's nervous system responds positively to your presence. Not because you provide food, not because you trained well, but because your dog has linked you to the concept of safety. And for a Shih Tzu, once safety is established, happiness naturally follows. Now, I want to talk about something that is not easy to hear. Not every quiet Shih Tzu is happy. Not every well-behaved dog is truly okay. In reality, the signs of a fatigued nervous system are often very quiet. And because the Shih Tzu is a breed deeply bonded to humans, when your emotional environment is unstable or when your dog lives in prolonged stress, its body will begin to change before you even notice. The first sign, zoomies disappear completely for many weeks. Many people think, my dog has grown up and does not run anymore. Not necessarily. Zoomies, the sudden bursts of uncontrollable running, are a way for the nervous system to release accumulated energy. When a Shih Tzu stops having these energetic bursts for a long time, it is not always maturity. It may be low baseline dopamine or an environment lacking stimulation. The second sign, avoiding eye contact. Shih Tzus are naturally inclined to look at their owners. If your dog begins to avoid your gaze or turns its face away when you call its name, this may indicate mild stress or social withdrawal. In behavioral science, prolonged avoidance of eye contact is often associated with a defensive state. The third sign, sleeping a lot but not sleeping deeply. You may see your dog lying down frequently, but easily startled, quickly waking up at small sounds. Truly restorative sleep requires stable parasympathetic nervous system activity. If baseline cortisol remains elevated for an extended period, sleep becomes shallow and fragmented. In a sensitive breed like the Shih Tzu, this can happen quietly. The fourth sign, excessive paw licking. This is a self-soothing behavior. When a dog repeatedly licks one area of its body, the brain releases mild endorphins that temporarily reduce stress. But if this behavior happens daily, not due to allergies or dermatological issues, it may signal emotional stress. And because Shih Tzus are already prone to skin inflammation, prolonged stress can worsen skin conditions, as cortisol directly affects immunity and the skin barrier. The fifth sign, increased sound sensitivity. A happy Shih Tzu may react to unfamiliar sounds, but quickly returns to a calm state. If your dog constantly startles, barks for extended periods, or struggles to settle, the nervous system may be stuck in a chronically heightened alert state. The most important thing I want you to understand is this. Happiness in a Shih Tzu is not just having food, shelter, and toys. Happiness is the ability to return to calm after stimulation. If your dog no longer has that ability, if it is always tense or quietly withdrawn, that is the moment you need to observe more carefully. Shih Tzus live through emotional co-regulation. When the environment is tense, they absorb it. When the environment is safe, they expand. And sometimes, the sign that your dog is not okay is not loud barking. It is prolonged silence. Now, we talk about the most important thing if happiness in a Shih Tzu is a stable nervous system state. How can you intentionally create that state? Not by buying more toys, not by feeding more food, but by redesigning your dog's biological environment. The first thing, touch correctly. When you gently place your hand on your Shih Tzu's chest or side in a calm state, you are activating the vagus nerve, a part of the parasympathetic nervous system responsible for slowing heart rate and reducing stress. Do not rub rapidly. Do not overstimulate. Just keep your hand steady. Your breathing slow. Your body becomes a regulator for your dog. The second thing, a consistent daily routine. Shih Tzus are not a breed that thrives on constant change. The HPA stress axis, which stands for hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal, reacts very sensitively to sudden shifts. When feeding times, walks, and sleep schedules are relatively stable, baseline cortisol levels remain lower. A predictable environment creates biological safety. The third thing, appropriate exercise. Shih Tzus are not built for prolonged, high-intensity activity. Gentle, steady walks help release just enough dopamine and endorphins without excessively activating the sympathetic nervous system. When you push your dog too hard or stimulate constantly, you unintentionally keep the nervous system in alert mode. The fourth thing, your voice. Research on voice processing in dogs shows that their brains respond differently to tone. Slow, steady. Warm tones activate relaxation responses. Shih Tzus are especially sensitive to vocal cues because they live through close interaction. When you speak in a rushed, tense voice, your dog's body reads it immediately. The fifth thing, do not isolate. Some people believe letting a dog sleep in a separate room builds independence. For some breeds, that may work, but for a companion breed like the Shih Tzu, sleeping near the family living space helps maintain a sense of safety. Sharing the same bed is not necessary if you do not want to, but shared presence within the same space creates neurological stability. And here's what I want you to remember clearly. Shih Tzus do not need a perfect life. They need a predictable environment, steady presence, and warm contact. To conclude, happiness in a Shih Tzu is not explosive moments, not cute internet videos. Happiness is when your dog can fully relax beside you, when the heart rate slows, when sleep is deep without sudden startle. If tonight your dog lies beside you, body soft, breathing steady, eyes half closed, you are doing it right. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do for your Shih Tzu is not teaching another new command. It is becoming the place where your dog's nervous system can rest.